So I was traveling cross country. As you know, I went home. I drove cross country.
Yep, I've done
and
that.
And I have these things called the road thoughts that I literally, the drive is so monotonous at points where I was like, you just think about anything and everything. And so one of my road thoughts I wrote on, January 10th. Nobody knows what they're doing. Nobody actually knows what they're doing.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that.
It's definitely not a unique thought, but it's definitely a good hyperbolic thought that is reflective as in us. But even more so the people we met. So
yeah.
Speaking of which, we got a guest for today's show. So let's hit this new intro theme and
intro music.
This is the podcast. What are we doing with our lives? But it's gonna be awesome. Make sure to comment and subscribe.
welcoming Jesse Noriega.
What's going on? What's up, fellas?
Podcast.
The drummer of Absolute Silence.
Drummer of Absolute Silence.
Thanks for
much more.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure.
Glad to have you.
Hell yeah, man.
So how'd we meet?
Man, it all came down to a referral of a friend. It was funny. Like I never really had an opportunity to audition for American Idol.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, American Idol
I
audition,
totally forgot.
Yeah, man. It was Rudy Fate.
Yep.
Rudy Fate. Yeah. I pulled up, met these two guys, and next thing you know, we're kind of just jamming.
Because our cinematographer at the time, I knew him as Amy One Smith, but Levi for Think Filmworks.
Yeah.
No, it's Night. No, it's Think. Yeah, he spells it backwards. It's Think.
Yeah.
Think Filmworks.
Yeah.
We met Jesse at the shoot there. That was fun.
It was
But it was definitely what
Awesome.
transpired afterwards.
Oh yeah.
That was where the
We're
magic
just like,
happened.
hey man, we should jam. Like,
Yeah.
we need a.
At one point, like I remember you guys said, "Hey, look, let's try this idea out." Like it was a song that you guys had.
Oh, yeah,
for sure.
At the moment, and it's funny. Ironically enough, I was like listening to that video today.
Oh, really?
When we jammed it like back in my house, but you were like, "Let's try this out," and then you pretty much said, "Hey, we got some songs. Like let's check them out sometime." And at the time, I really didn't have anything else going, so I was like, "Dude, come on over."
Dude, I think we
Yeah.
now that I remember that, I think we
And then
really
that dude
did
playing the saxophone. What was his name?
That was my boy John.
Yeah.
But we totally went into that like as like a blind audition in our mentally because like we've met a lot of people that you play with and then
But we went to show our stuff.
We went to show our stuff, but I definitely were like I hope this guy's got it.
Yeah.
So we can keep doing stuff, and so like we were gonna talk about it first, but we like basically extended the invitation right away after playing with you. It was like,
Yeah.
this dude's the real deal.
We knew. It
Yes.
was like, nobody else.
We hit it off, man. We hit it off from the start.
Yeah. What song was it? Do you remember?
I forgot what the name of the title was, but it was I forgot how the chorus went. I actually had the video, but it was the one.
Was it like really slow R&B?
Yeah, it was the one that you were working on with Rudy at the moment.
That one, yeah.
That was a decent song, but yeah,
literally
We
curled it
definitely-
up through away.
it was a different
We
song.
have it on here.
It would just need a total like production overhaul because our production that was like our first attempt at like any type of atypical production.
Yeah.
It's kind of especially way out of our comfort zone of producing R&B, but that was actually it definitely had a groove, had a vibe to it. It was like it was good to jam to.
It was a good song, man.
Maybe
a good
one
song.
day.
Yeah, just a different lane. That's all.
A lot of things in the back pocket. A lot of things in the
Oh
back
yeah,
pocket.
so many different.
Hey,
things.
we can do R&B too.
We do it all.
we do anything. Rock fusion, brother.
And that's
that
our
opens us
problem.
up.
And that's
That's our problem. We can't pick
that's our
one
problem
genre.
is like it's terrible music business to do this genre and then do this genre and jump all over the place.
Truly,
like, the way
but-
it's supposed to work is you pick one thing, you do that really well, you do that over the course of the album, and then you repeat it.
But
my
we've
ninja sword.
well, we've never done things the way we're supposed to anyway. But it seems to be
No.
working out fine for us.
It's all right.
We're making it. It's all right. Could be better.
But that's how we met, man. That's
Yeah.
how we met, and
That was it. Yeah.
From that moment on, man, it's just been all gas, no breaks. Every opportunity you guys presented me with,
Quite a
like,
few shows. Played the
Yeah.
holding company twice.
We
Both
did.
times
Yeah.
were
Home
awesome.
and Company. We
honestly.
played the Ocean Beach Vibes or the Obi Vibes
Yeah,
show.
Obi Vibes.
Beach
That was
Vibes.
good.
That was a
Obi
whole
Vibes.
festival. That was really cool.
That was a fun time. We
a couple
did.
shows at Balboa Park
Yeah.
scattered throughout.
I think that was like I'd be lying. Our very first like outdoor like practice was like on a cajon like at San Diego State.
Yeah.
It is. It
Yes.
was us.
No, we
with our
definitely
acoustics
had
and
a
you.
busking phase where we were out on the streets for a while.
Yeah.
Which
We
are fun.
were.
We'll still go back to the streets.
We
It's
still
fun.
need to. We have to do a couple more times.
Yeah, you
know.
gotta do it for the fans, man.
Absolutely.
Even just like the experience playing, just pop up, playing for random people. It gives you good showmanship, practice,
True.
good practice of what you can play. You just do
Yeah,
it, instead
sure.
of just doing it in your
Exactly.
home by yourself. You do it in front of other people.
But
I mean, yeah.
that first show was a cajon for sure, and then the next one was like Balboa Park. We took like a small
Yeah, you
kid
brought
out
your
there.
kid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
did
yeah.
a few kind of songs. That was kind of fun, and then
Yeah.
eventually like Pacific Beach. I think we were playing, and
Dude,
that's-
on the beach,
Yeah.
that was sick, dude.
That
That was
was very
15
fun.
minutes long because we got shut down by the police, and that was
Oh
glorious.
my gosh.
hey, that was the most fun I've ever had on the beach.
Yeah.
That really was.
Yeah,
really
that was
a
awesome.
lot of
Yeah, we
fun.
have had good moments.
Hey,
And we
man.
played how many? Three songs?
It was like
Four.
3 or 4 songs.
3 or 4 songs.
It was just it was cool that the officers actually like let us finish like that last song. That was
I
I would
gestured
have
to
been so
him.
sad.
I'd be like, yeah.
Can you imagine like
But no, they took
go.
out their phones and they were filming.
Yeah, they
pulled
were.
up, and I was like,
One more.
last one.
Last one.
And he's like,
Like, we'll leave. If we
like,
have
I
to,
totally
we'll leave.
understand. As soon as he pulls up on the sand, I like totally understand where
We
it's
understand
going.
there's laws.
Like, and we understand that we're probably break or rules or like
Well,
regulation.
the
We
sound
understand we've broken many rules just for the sake of we kind of need to do it.
just to play.
Like
Yeah.
we've learned too many times that you got to ask in certain scenarios if you're not
it's better
really
to
doing
ask for
something wrong,
forgiveness than permission.
then permission.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Because we would never have been able
we
to
would
do
never
that.
do it.
Oh
No.
no, we wouldn't have gotten permission
No.
at all.
No. What is that?
Or to do the
no.
or to do the music video in IB on
Oh,
like
man.
protected wildlife.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Oh,
Dude,
God.
we
But I mean, we're fine. It was just on the sand.
fine.
Nothing
It was just on
happened.
the sand.
Everything we brought
Right.
back with us.
we had
know.
the whole
Oh my God.
the whole
We
like,
had the
law
local.
enforcement
We
came
had a
out,
local
yeah.
senator.
Oh
come.
my God.
She was she was in local government.
Yeah,
She
we're
said
talking
she was
about
getting-
the Before I Met You music video, the
Yes.
whole making behind
Man.
that
Yep.
rolling up onto the beach. Yeah, that was not.
That was
supposed to go
another
down.
encounter. What's another encounter that we've had getting into some trouble?
Oh,
Most of the
man.
time that we do something.
Usually, this last time, him and I just went to Balboa Park, and
No,
there's this
nothing-
dude playing. It's just like people would walk up and say we're being too loud, or
No, it was just
'Cause they
one
have other
guy
stands.
that was playing the didgeridoo.
the didgeridoo. He had
And
a whole
so maybe he
stand.
wasn't getting enough tips playing the didgeridoo and needed a finger to point. No, we definitely weren't too loud because we're just playing acoustic guitar and
There
singing.
was a whole, like almost a fair going
no,
on
but
at
like
the park.
I was
There were
was
so many
wondering
different
what's
people.
sometime we've actually we know because
Like,
we're
almost got in
totally within
trouble.
rights to do that there, but there have definitely been a lot of times where we're kind of knowing that we're not supposed to
Yeah.
really be doing this. We're like, oh, we're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, I do actually one that was really fun, very fond in my memories was it was just us three, and we were at what was it? I think it was PB, and we were like on the sidewalk, right, with like the orange lights, and the
Yeah.
bikes went by with
Oh,
all
yeah.
the lights going on.
The boardwalk.
The boardwalk. That was really fun. That was like one of my favorite memories of us playing.
Yeah.
I think that was
really
our
fun.
first time doing the boardwalk at PB because
That was.
I know we went back for another time and then that was
Oh,
like
yeah.
a crazy crowd of like college kids. I don't know if you guys
Yeah,
remember
some
that.
people
Yeah,
were
yeah.
knocking over our mics and
They
stuff.
were
getting
right
all
up on
drunk.
us. There
They
was
were-
that we got
they
that was
loved
probably
it.
the biggest crowd we ever played for.
Damn it.
like that wouldn't slide like now. That happened like during like the shutdown where there really wasn't like bars
That's
or anything
right.
open.
Oh,
so
that, yeah,
People
this is a good
wanted
one.
to be out. Yeah, people
nobody
wanted to
was
be out.
complaining about the noise at that moment. And
Because there
dude,
was no bars were
We
open.
caused a scene, dude. We got a whole crowd there in like 30 minutes.
Practically a
We
mosh
did
pit.
cross.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Practically
a mosh pit, and I was like, there was actually one dude that came up and like asking about us or saying something about police, and I was like, yeah, we got to go.
Yeah.
And everybody wanted more music, but I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, we got to go. I mean, it's like 10
I
p.m.
didn't
on a-
know that. And some dude came up to me and was like, I'll give you $20 if you play this one song. And I was like, oh, come on, dude. We can learn to play a song. But I didn't
You're
know
always
you
down
were.
to keep going. I'm always down to keep going. But like I could tell, in the
As
middle
soon
of
as
COVID
any
and people were
police
getting
are
too
involved,
close, like
it's
we're
over.
just trying to play music outside,
Yeah.
which is fine.
That was like, I think we were coming across like 11 p.m. So I think that's when we were
Was
like,
it? Okay, that's probably also
Yeah,
a good idea to
it
stop.
was late.
yeah, it was getting late.
Sound,
Of course, you don't
violations
stay.
and
You're not around
the-
Pacific Beach, the downtown area, if you're not trying to.
party.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, also, but like we were right next to those like little hotels.
Yeah.
You know, all those people be. I mean, a lot of them were actually sitting on their
Yeah.
patio listening to us.
Yeah, they got
Yeah.
they got a free show.
I mean, it's awesome. You're right on the beach there.
Oh my god!
We got the piano plugged in
We got the
today,
piano plugged
so
in.
we have audible
hear it.
sounds.
You can actually hear it now.
There it is.
Yeah. Yeah. We got
Many
to. The
more to
problem
come.
is we got to do it nonchalantly though. We just got to be. I got to be pulling up things. We're in like mid discussion. We're talking about birds, and I'm like, and then we, and then there's no change. We're
Just
nonchalant with
changing
it,
the
and we
setting.
keep going.
Yeah.
We actually this camera shows the parakeets in the back.
Oh yeah.
And they're
3 of 'em.
actually they make a. People thought that was synthetic, but I was like, no, we'll keep it in. The
white
vocal
noise.
takes of white noise. You can hear birds in the first 30 seconds, and there are birds.
They're,
I was like-
it's the actual
And I
parakeets that we have,
purposely,
yeah.
actually, it wasn't
Yeah.
even an accident how it happened. I purposely wanted that because when we were writing the song, it's a very kind of spacey, open, alternative song. And when we're writing it right here, the birds chirp when we play music, and actually kind
So
of like
instead
it.
of covering them up, it's like this matches.
It's like
the feel. Yeah.
it was part of the song when we were creating it, and so it was part of the song, in the final process, and it worked really well.
for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I do enjoy that little.
it's definitely a
That little
sprinkle, like
Easter
all
egg.
these little background sounds, like here hoo-yah. But okay, not that one.
You're
But
gonna
they
get
add
sick.
things. Definitely something I picked up from watching Phineas, and a lot of modern music now. They're creating kind of like this soundscape within that puts you. It kind of makes anything instantly
It's
relatable.
not about
It's
just
really,
the chords you play anymore.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has to be surrounded in everything else. It's evolving.
Yeah. Well, we got Jesse here. We take advantage of the situations we've been with him. This dude is a absolute. I told him before. I was like, I want to put this guy on because he's an absolutely phenomenal session drummer, a session musician.
Yes. Absolutely.
That's just on cue. We did
5 hours it took setting up, miking up, recording.
which sounds like a long
Live
time
drums.
to somebody who hasn't been in a music studio, but that is like
Yeah.
basically as fast as you could.
That
do
is
it.
textbook.
That's as fast as you could
studio
do it.
drumming.
And that was for Before I Met You. That was in October.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah, that was that was a minute
Quite
ago.
some time. It feels like it was
I miss
just
it
yesterday.
because that was awesome. What'd you think of Signature Sound?
Bro, that was a great experience.
Yeah.
Like I've recorded there before with like a friend of mine.
Oh, that's right.
We did it in a different room. I think it was like Studio B. But
Mhm.
I was never in like that main room, so that was a great experience.
Yeah.
I loved it, man. But yeah, we got it done in like 3 takes. We did
Yeah.
just 3 takes just to make sure we covered all of our bases, covered a couple spots that
Yeah.
we might have missed on the tracks. But yeah, dude, I would say that was very efficient.
Oh yeah.
That was
dude.
very efficient.
We sure were. And then on the future, you were also very efficient on the future project that we can't talk about
Unannounced.
yet. Unannounced project, but
To
you were
be announced.
Yep.
that was a multi-song project, and that went by in less than a day. That was great.
Hey man, like
And he picked you up too. He got your contact information. He's like, man,
Yeah,
if I
he
need a
made-
drummer, I know
yeah.
who to call.
Has he contacted you
That's
at all?
great.
not yet.
Okay.
I'm hoping.
We'll
I'm
hit him up,
hoping-
'cause
Well,
we're
he's
gonna-
out, he books
we're gonna
out
see
like
him
3
again.
months in advance. He already knows what he's doing.
Oh,
Exactly.
yeah,
for the next
yeah,
3 months
yeah.
anyway.
Hey man, I'd be
If
ready
anything
for the
comes
call.
up.
I'm ready for the call.
Hell yeah.
If anything comes up,
Yeah, dude.
Very
You're on
worthy.
call, brother.
Yeah,
Very
boy.
worthy drummer. And that's that's my favorite part. We're gonna
you're
have
always ready.
Always ready.
Always ready to go.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, man.
our next guest. I'm not gonna name drop yet, but the guest we have in the next podcast. It's just another collaboration that we've done in a different kind of sense. But like I love this kind of highlight to maybe put people on, talk about what they bring to the table, and talk about how they've changed what we do, enhanced what we do, and and how
Innovated our
yeah.
workflow for
Yeah.
people being so readily available.
Yeah.
I mean, because like, I
'Cause
know if somebody asked me, I'd have 1,000,001 things to say. Like, I got this going on, but you may even have things going on too. But you always find time. You always make it out, and
It's
It's
cliche.
great.
It's
It's
cliche,
great.
but there's so much white noise out there.
yeah.
Song drop.
I bet.
No, hold on.
wait. Do you have it? Song drop.
Song drop, white noise. No, but for real, there's so
Yeah.
much white noise out there, like just in the media, in social media, and on the radio, on TV, of just nonsense and anything.
Yeah.
You know, especially with TikTok, that we got 1,300 views on our video today.
Today?
You're welcome. Yeah, it was one of the ones that Bryant did for us. We'll
Oh,
talk about
yeah.
Bryant in a second. But yeah, there's just, I mean, with that, I mean, even that video is white noise. It's just a bunch of content that it's hard for the real stuff to
filter through.
to go through.
Almost
Yeah.
hidden.
So you actually worked with Bryant recently.
Yeah, man.
What you guys do?
It's an upcoming project that he's working on. It's like a worship song. He recorded it. He told me like back in like New Jersey when he was visiting some family.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
so yeah, there's like several people involved in the project. I'm sure that's gonna come out shortly. He's still working with the other artists. But that was fun, man. I've never actually done like a worship song, so
Yeah.
that was a good experience.
Gospel, yeah.
It was funny because I feel like that was like the project that I was like most unprepared like going into.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really have time to like practice on like an actual drum set.
Oh, that's right.
So I had to like muscle everything out, like on my bed and kind of just like, all right, this is kind of the feel that I'm going for, but I didn't really get the real practice that you need before you go into like a recording session. So
Right.
How'd it go?
it went well,
Yeah.
like once I like, talked it over with Bryant,
Warmed
exactly.
up
Yeah,
and all
exactly
that,
what
yeah.
we needed, like I just needed some clarity on like some parts.
So it was good.
Then we were good, man. Like the actual recording process done in maybe 30 minutes. It was
This
mostly
guy.
like this.
This guy.
This guy.
It was mostly like the discussion, like, all right, what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do here? We practice it. That took maybe about like an hour. So we were very efficient on that project
Solid.
as well. Yeah, man. So hopefully that comes out shortly. I'm excited to share that one with the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
We'll
Let
see.
us know because I'd like to listen to that too.
Oh, of course,
Yeah.
yeah.
Got a lot of
It'll be
maybe
everywhere.
share it with some
Brian's
friends and
producing it
family.
and everything, mastering.
I'm pretty sure Brian's producing everything.
I just found out what mastering really is, or the purpose of it. In a perfect world, it's
Oh
to
yeah, I
kind of
heard
have
too. Yeah.
kind of have somebody else with fresh ears. You send a master engineer a fresh track on one track, and then they make final compression EQ adjustments to their first
Not
time.
on all
They
of
can't
the
edit
tracks,
anything
yeah.
else.
Yeah.
But they
It's a
kind of bring out
blanket
the highlights
edit.
and kind of sometimes compress, sometimes kind of like expand certain parts of the song. But that's cool,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm like I kind of want. I'm interested. By that definition, we've never actually had a song mastered, so I wonder how a song might transition to get that final polish on
Because
by sending
we've
it out to
always
somebody
had
else.
like, Christian or Bryant or Chris is the other person that we're working with, or even ourselves.
Yeah,
We'll mix and master within itself. But you're right. By definition, we've never actually had a song
yeah,
mastered.
I mean, honestly, it doesn't take much. Like, most of the work comes from your main mix.
Right.
The mastering process, like, you should only be spending about like 20, 30 minutes doing like very like minor
Yeah.
adjustments.
the final adjustment.
Yeah. Like
It can still mean a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You can hear a big difference in like
Yeah.
boosting highs or
Oh,
cutting
yeah.
certain
Oh, yeah.
frequencies. But if you find yourself making a lot of adjustments in the master, you probably don't have
Right.
a good mix to begin with.
It's hard though too, especially if we're considering the turnaround at all. On a project we've had 6-month turnarounds on songs sometimes.
Oh god.
But it's hard to work on a song day and night and then also go right into that mastering process. You kind of have to wait.
Because you have to give your ears a rest.
couple weeks.
It's gotta,
Oh, yeah.
You gotta
Or it's just
readjust
gonna just
to
melt
something
together.
new.
I feel like
Ear fatigue is definitely a thing.
yeah.
Oh, definitely.
For sure a thing, man.
Yeah. How was Bryanson? He's a guy to work with because
Oh,
he's such a
dude.
personality, such a character.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like I've known Bryant for like several years now, but he's just a great communicator. Like he knows what he wants.
He's a
like
people person.
He's a great
Yeah.
producer. He knows what he wants and he communicates that very clearly. So it makes it really easy to work with that man. I really appreciate working with that.
Yeah.
It's always a good experience for me.
He's got an awesome personality too. That
Yeah.
be perfect on this podcast.
Oh yeah, for sure.
A future
We'll
episode.
bring
I've
up the
already,
question
I've
for
already,
you.
no, I already
Oh, you
have. He's
have?
down.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. He's just
Yeah, good.
He's a very personable person, man. Like it's always a good vibe with
Yeah.
him. Keeps it
he,
real.
Yeah, he helps us with promotion, obviously, that. But Bryant helps us kind of content
pair
bank
with
all these
him.
things. And so he
Yeah,
really
we paired with
commends
him.
us for doing this podcast to kind of give, for not necessarily just now, but to have in the future for people that really care about knowing our story as it's happening, and then in the future looking back for, who we were, if you're looking back at it, but like who we really are, an in-depth look for the people that really
Shows
care.
growth.
But honestly, I don't. Disclaimer: I don't recommend anybody listens to this. Right now, I literally told you we played basketball today. I'm not gonna lie, I felt like the truth out there,
dude.
I was,
bro. Man, if I'm being honest, dude, it was so funny to watch you just getting all those boards. Or like, bro, when I was in doubt, man,
didn't
like,
have anybody to guard me.
bro, there was nobody to guard Steve. You were definitely like Goliath out there. But it was funny, dude. Like when I was in doubt, dude. When I was in doubt, man, I would just feed him in the post, and I just chucked it. I knew he was gonna be there.
I was gonna get that.
Yeah, dude, it was so
I was
funny.
8-0 today. I'm absolutely dead because I had a triple session at the gym. I went this morning, played basketball for an hour and a half, then met Jesse at Balboa Gym, and then worked out with Bella.
You've won 8 games today.
Ben
in
Yeah. I think we ran like 3.
winning.
Yeah.
We ran 3 at
3
Balboa.
there. I did 5 earlier.
Yeah, I was 3-0 there.
Yeah, I don't know why I
Mostly
feel good,
thanks
but
to
I
this guy right here.
Well, and your brother.
Yeah,
Ricky's got a shot.
Yeah, we were.
Oh, he was there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. We were spreading the ball around pretty
Yeah.
nicely, but dude, it was definitely you that came down to those wins.
What were we getting at? So we were at Balboa Gym,
Yeah.
and when I we were talking about, because we already knew that you were coming over later to do the podcast. When I told you, I was surprised that you actually saw some of it, because I'm like, I don't recommend anybody watches it, but it might be good to have good to have out there. And so I'm always surprised when people
It's like if you
talk
do,
about
if
the
you
podcast.
do, you don't. It's not gonna.
I mean, I figured it'd be a natural thing for us, because like what's the one thing that we do more than playing music?
Talk
You talk, man.
crap.
Yeah.
Bella thinks our podcast is going to take off before our music, just because we can just keep going.
Maybe this will pay the bills for.
This will pay the bills,
pay for
so
our
that
music,
90% of the time we can play music. Maybe it's so hard as kind of like a not starving artist, but a low-level musician that obviously you can't fully support yourself off of making music or its assets.
Well, even
in the
so, we
moment.
may even feel like we can't move around as much as we can. I mean, physically and like reaching out wise. Because like I'm still in. He's out
I'm
of
out,
the Navy now. About damn time.
Yeah.
I'll be out soon.
Yeah. But like, I mean, still something's got to pay the bills until music does that fully.
Correct.
You still got to work in any job
Yeah.
or something, because it doesn't even matter, because any job that you're doing that's not music feels like, you're just not there. It's not your purpose. So the sense of belonging in a normal workplace is really hard. I don't know. Do you feel that at all in Apple?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes, man.
Yeah.
Feel like
I gotta
that's not what you're
should I
meant to
bleep
do.
out Apple because we can't type? But like,
Your workplace.
if I knew the iPhone jingle, I'd play it. Oh, that's still fire.
Is
But I
there an iPhone jingle?
Yeah,
that one comment ringtone.
Oh, the marimba.
The marimba. Yeah.
You got a
Literally
marimba.
have that. No, I don't know. I could Google it and play it, but
Yeah, something like that.
but yeah, I mean, it's so hard for me being anywhere else or doing anything when I know that whether there's projects in queue or not, you could be practicing, you could be rehearsing, you could be, recording. It's been a minute since we rehearsed anything.
Yeah.
Like fully band.
Just because we've been focused more on playing music. I mean, recording music, making music, because it's kind of like the majority of the Beatles'
putting
career
out content.
was putting stuff out, making stuff release. Every musician's goal is that, it lives for a long time. Is what you put out. So that's hard to do if you're just rehearsing all the time and trying to play, small shows.
Right.
Competing in the entertainment industry, like live entertainment industry, is just
It's
it's
brutal.
rough, man.
It's tough,
brutal.
man. It is definitely tough.
It's not even necessarily about, like, I can genuinely say that it's not necessarily about the talent or your capability on stage all the time. I mean, Christian was talking with us that one time that it's, yes, you have to have a bitchin' set. Yeah, you have to. And you have to be awesome live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's still not going to make people listen.
No.
Not that alone. you got to have something for people to
People
go
want
to, and if there's
I've
not,
said it before. The people got to put a name to a face. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
People want to know who you are.
yeah,
I'm sure, like, Foo Fighters puts out phenomenal music, but I'm sure that more people would like them as they do now more
I know
than
everybody
they would
loves
if
how
they
they.
didn't
I mean,
know
they
who
just
they
did
were.
a horror film,
Yeah, I think that comes out
Studio 666.
tomorrow.
It comes out tomorrow.
It's
I
either
gotta see
tomorrow
it.
or Friday.
Don't
It's
watch
like,
anything.
It's
I
like
actually have a documentary that I haven't seen.
now.
I can't believe I haven't seen.
he's got a book out too. I haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
They do everything. They're on the radio. They're all over the place.
I remember
I'm not saying we got to
we were
do
talking
everything,
to-
but like it's definitely commendable.
we were talking to Sean, and he was like, anything that we could ever think of,
Yes.
Dave Grohl's already
Dave
done
Grohl's
it.
already done it.
He's broke his leg. He made a whole
Yes.
throne. He's sat on it.
God, I wanna be-
He wrote a
How's-
book. He made a horror movie.
Is
Like,
Dave Grohl an influence to you at
I
all?
mean,
He's
who
not
are
really
your
style.
influences? That's
Who's-
what I want to know. Yeah.
He's
shirt,
not
man.
he's not like my biggest influence, but I do admire him as a drummer or
Yeah.
just as a musician.
Yeah.
Because he does a little guitar, a little drums, little vocals. I'm sure he does more that
He's
I don't
just
know
such
of.
a cool guy.
He's an awesome
just a cool
all around dude, man. But my main influences, I would say, man, I got to start off with my my drum teacher that I studied with at Redlands. This guy named Joel Taylor.
Admirable.
Awesome,
Uh-huh.
down to earth man. I didn't know about him until I got to the university. I found out he tracked drums for that video game Rock Band, like the first one that came
Oh,
out.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
man.
So when I heard that, I was like, oh damn, like this guy must be like pretty awesome.
Pretty
man.
good session.
And yeah, dude, like
musician.
my first session with him, you could just see how effortlessly he was doing everything. I was like, I want to play like that guy.
Yeah.
And
And
so
here you
yeah,
are.
man, here I am.
Yeah,
I studied with
that's
him
great.
for a few years. So he's one guy. For the greats, man. Obviously, Neil Peart. R.I.P. R.I.P. Neil Peart's one. Jojo Mayer, if you guys haven't heard of him, he's a pretty awesome guy.
Yeah.
Steve Gadd. Modern drummers now, man. Like, there's this guy named Eric Moore who just sheds. And there's a bunch of Instagram drummers, man, that I can name, but
Who's the dude from the Dave Matthews Band?
that's Carter Buford.
Yes.
Carter Buford.
Buford.
He is
Insanity.
he's a dude. There's so many drummers, man. I appreciate
Yeah.
so many drummers. The list is too long.
Yeah.
Those are just a few to name, but yeah, dude, I'm definitely a big fan of Carter Buford.
Yeah. that
Very
dude's
nice.
awesome. It's
Very
so
nice.
hard. I think out of the three of us, I can safely say that I am I would say I'm farthest away from being a session musician at E3 because you work really hard at getting your scales and your guitar, and you're really
Lessons are underrated.
oh yeah
They are.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
It's helped me tremendously. I never
and you
thought
have to be
that I would.
tedious with it. I'm really trying, but then my head always goes to the big picture stuff, and then I start writing something. I'm like, screw this.
It's okay. I'll handle
gonna-
the little things. There you go. You handle the big picture stuff.
We're like Michael Scott and Jim Halpert. We're both we're the co-managers.
The
of the-
co-assistant managers, the
No.
co-regional managers. Yeah.
Dude, no, but lessons for real. It changed the way I play. Like I don't know if you have the same experience, but man, like I went from just being a very stiff drummer to a very relaxed drummer and being able to play effortlessly.
Yeah.
Like,
I went from stiff guitar playing to actually knowing what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was the big thing, was just even understanding where everything lies and then being able to hear
Yeah.
something and follow along with it.
Yeah.
That's
And it's-
musicianship. It's
It's
listening.
and that is it's like
Yeah.
yes, and that's massive. And that technicality aspect is so underrated to anybody that's not in the music world. Everybody in the music world knows how it is, but just nobody will give you the time of day. Nobody like Lord Kirkle or Christian Cummings wants to be in the studio with somebody that's just like, oh
Come
man,
on, dude.
Bro, you gotta
you
know
didn't
what-
rehearse
yeah.
this. You're telling me you're figuring it out
work
now.
together, or
Like,
it's just
yeah.
there's this professional, and there's just this expected kind of bottom line of where you at least need to be.
There's a standard.
There's a standard. That's
There's definitely a
that's
standard.
a better way to say it.
Ultimate, yeah.
We actually we've been to the studio. We recorded parts of guitar in Serpent Sound, and their specialty with Christian Cummings again, and their specialty is jingles. And they kind of get hired like from the biggest one. Like they're the ones who make the Super Bowl audio, like
Yeah.
for Doritos, Mountain Dew. It's right here. It's like this unmarked studio, unmarked building, because they're like way under the radar.
Yeah.
They've got like some insanity level like speakers, like audio, the sound
Yeah,
design
yeah,
of the
yeah.
place, so like just next level. But but yeah, they have some of the biggest contracts of just making jingles, and the way they do it is like Doritos will hire, they'll find 3 samples that they really like this type of sound will work for us for this commercial that we already have, and then they send it to them, and they can't like duplicate it, but they make something along those lines. They send them 3 versions of them, and then of the same version that they chose, and then Doritos chooses that one, and then they finalize it, and the whole thing happens in 24 hours. Because on that high, like we're talking about like millions of dollars for this contract for a day to be able to turn around those times. But yeah, the musicians that enter the room, Christian's just like. It's like the people that come in, the dude that's on the drums, the dude that's on the keys.
That they had.
We saw the setups. It's
my God.
You go in there and just trying not to drool on everything.
Yeah, because of all this just equipment, like the setup you've never seen before. Like, obviously, like you can have 2 mics at
whatever
the same
they
thing.
want.
They literally
have
have everything
they
at
want.
their disposal.
Dang.
So many different pedals, 3 mics all going into from the same instrument, going out of 3 mics at the same time, 3 amps at the same time, going to different mics.
Just for choices.
Just for
the hell of it. They got it.
Or even just a
How
big
awesome
mix.
would it be on that? I mean, but that's who they are. That's their job. That's their life.
That's
the
what they
contract
need to
they're making.
know,
They
is that-
are at that standard. Is what
Yeah.
I was getting at of just being able. They get it. Boom.
Yeah.
Turn around. Done.
Yeah.
And that's an underrated level of musicianship. That's almost like,
Yeah, man.
and I remember that wasn't like,
That's why
it
it pays
wasn't
the bills.
actually, yeah.
Yep.
That's why it pays the bills.
That's the goal, man.
Better than the Navy,
To
better
get-
than Walmart, better than,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get paid for being a session musician, man.
dude, yes.
Like that is.
You're going in
that
the
is
right
money.
direction.
That's
Yeah,
where it's
for
at,
sure.
man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to open up those doors and hopefully, just have consistent, people to work with.
You should have to be consistent.
Exactly.
Is it bad that the first feeling that I had when I kind of like understood all that and kind of saw it all in first person, it wasn't necessarily a good one. It was actually, I was like,
With what?
there's not too much raw art happening here. It's very business. It's very methodical. It's very,
You're talking about Serpent Sound?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm not saying that specifically, but that kind of scenario of like,
Well, I imagine the
we need
art
something
of finding
exactly
a
like
sound
this.
is
And
melodic
it's more, yeah, but I mean, at that point, you just got to be a robot. And there's not much artistic deviation.
I mean, if they're doing jingles, then that's
Yeah.
kind of a different
No, I
market.
know.
If you're doing like session tracking for like other
that's
like
what they're
major
there to do.
musicians.
And unfortunately, I mean,
it's a
the,
specific craft.
you haven't actually heard it yet, but the beginning of this podcast had our theme song jingle. Unfortunately, I think I'm good at writing catchy jingles. I guess like this, we were jamming on it, and we take why did that happen? We take, I never knew what chopsticks was until Cotner showed me. And I was like,
Huh.
And then I was like,
Yeah.
and I was like, I put a melody to it, blew it out, guitar, drums. So I was like, this is
the
kinda
whole
catchy.
9, yeah.
And then, made some stupid lyrics
Nice
for it.
little
That's what-
nasally
we got to show you after this.
punk feel lyrics.
Can't wait to
Yeah.
hear it.
But unfortunately, I think I'm
You
good at
guys
just,
will hear it
I'm
before
good at
he does,
capturing
actually.
little melodies and little jingle writing might be my thing. That might be my
Hey, man. Hey,
The side gig.
there's-
Honestly, like
yeah.
you think about it, like even Ryan Tedder, like he
Better than
produces
anything
songs
else.
for other people as well. And,
Yeah.
like I doubt he does like jingles or anything. And I mean, if he does,
He might.
I don't know. He may.
I mean, for all of the millions of things. I mean, he had a TV show. He might.
Oh yeah.
as
What
well.
was it? What was it called?
Songland.
Songland.
Awesome show.
I loved that.
I like
show.
it.
I'm
Some
sad
are
that it
better than
stopped.
others. I mean, it depends what kind of music you like.
Of course. Yeah. You
But
have
Ryan,
to. There are preferences.
Ryan's recommendation's always the best.
Dude was always.
Ryan Tedder. Let's get him on the podcast.
Could you
I have a couple
imagine?
questions for him.
Oh God, we wouldn't be ready for that. No, not right now, at least.
Who would you be the most starstruck to meet?
Bro, it definitely have to be the person on my shirt right now, Anderson
Oh
Paak.
yeah, he was in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, man, he was in the Super Bowl. Like that's a great opportunity to be, man. Like I saw him live once. Greatest,
really?
greatest concert I've ever been to. That's where I got the shirt at.
And he was the one singing too.
Yeah, he was doing a lot of singing, a lot of moments on the drums. I'm kind of excited to see what like his new set would sound like with his
Silk Sonic.
Yeah, with Silk Sonic. I was about to get tickets, but man, those prices they increase.
Oh, really?
They increase.
Where were they at?
I mean, when they started, man, they were maybe like around like one something, and then now they're like, I haven't checked in a while, but when I was trying to look at them, they're like, close to 300. And that's for like, decent seats.
Okay,
yeah, like even like nosebleeds, dude.
Yeah, nosebleeds are over 100. It's
yeah,
tough.
So I was like, man, I don't know. I might just wait for them to come down to San Diego or closer than Vegas.
Yeah,
we'll see. But they have a
Where were they?
They have a Las Vegas residency right now.
Oh, that's
so
right.
Yeah, they have several shows at Vegas.
Yeah.
And I was about to go, man. I was about to buy tickets, but I was like,
it's
no.
so tough to see music, man. Like, even Foo Fighters, love the Foo Fighters. They're coming to my hometown in the summer. I'm sure tickets now are, pushing $300. It's slightly smaller. It's not a massive arena, but it's it's an outdoor concert venue.
Yeah.
And you can get grass ticket seats way out there. But if you
Still
want to
be a
be
part
in
of
like,
it,
if you want to see the stick figure moving and not have to watch the screen and just say you've been there, it's astronomical. I was watching this, not a meme, a short video on Facebook or whatever of Kurt Cobain hearing that Madonna was charging $70 a ticket, or their tickets are $20.
I saw that too.
And he's just like,
oh my god,
flabbergasted.
Yeah, like he was charging like what, $5-10 at a time.
Oh my.
Yeah. Well, like
whatever the price
20
was
at the max.
Yeah.
But
jeez,
it depends on who you are.
It's hard to see music.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we can't give away tickets.
Oh my god, we actually
totally
had a time
different
where we
scenario,
tried to
but-
give tickets away. Nobody wanted.
That's fine.
Hey,
well, I
it's
mean,
okay.
we found some people on the street, but
Yeah,
it's all right. I mean, not trying to make
That shows
money. I'd
past
rather
us,
you
yeah.
just, get a chance to experience something and, see if
trying
you
to
like
be
it.
known.
I mean, had that show been on a Friday night, it might have been easier to sell those tickets. This was
definitely.
This
Was
was
it?
like
It
a
was that
Wednesday.
Wednesday night. That was
It was
the
a
first
That
Wednesday.
was the
on
late.
Wednesday
That
night.
was 11 p.m. on a
We
Wednesday.
played at 11 p.m.
Yeah.
on a
Brutal.
Wednesday night. Had to go to work the next day.
It was a brutal time.
You got a horn on there? Yeah,
late Wednesday
That's how
night.
it felt.
Nothing's happening there. I mean, it's better than nothing.
Yeah, it was. It was still a fun
Play
show.
a
It
show.
got us in the door because then we played a Friday night
Yeah,
show.
then we did
and
play
we got
Friday
paid
night,
for it.
and we got paid for it, and we
Yep.
opening's the way to go. Opening for bigger
For
people.
where we are,
Oh, yeah.
opening is.
Yeah.
That's how you get your.
Oh yeah.
And that's
Hey
how
man,
you get your
you
headline.
gotta open for some names before you can be a headliner.
For sure.
That's just how it is.
And we were on the Wonder Bus recently.
That was a
Wonder
fun
Bus,
experience.
yeah.
That was
Yeah.
probably one of my
How is
favorite
that?
experiences.
We
man.
talked about it the last podcast, but I wanted to mention it in this podcast
Uh-huh.
because maybe you had it the easiest because you were at least sitting down.
Dude.
Oh,
But especially at the
you
beginning
would
with
think it was still difficult.
Well, all
man.
your drums were
because
moving
we're
around.
honestly
You'd have to grab them, wouldn't you?
we're playing while moving.
Yeah.
For the people who don't know, you're playing on top of a double-decker bus
Uh-huh.
with a full sound system, and we had a videographer up there that we used footage for the Before I Met You video. But like you get all the bumps and the potholes and the turns and everything.
And you're
tree
up-
You're
branches,
trying to play
10,
well
20
because
feet,
people
yeah.
see you going by and like, whoa, and they pull their phone out and you're like, you interact with people as you're playing. So it's, some bands do sit it out.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't blame them, but like we're on that bus, we're playing the whole time.
man, it was a fun time. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I was sitting down, but it was still extremely difficult to keep my balance. I'm on a tripod
Yeah.
throne. I'm not
Yeah.
on a four-legged chair where it's extremely
Stable.
stable. So even like on certain turns, man, like my chair would tip in a certain direction.
And you're trying to.
bro, you know how hard it is to balance and like use both feet when you're turning, dude. I had to hold on to the railing at one point.
Oh, really?
And play with one stick, dude. I had to because it was just like it was too difficult. But I would say the funniest part was definitely the ducking for the tree branches.
Oh my
Like,
God! They would have to actually yell "tree,"
bro. Like when they were talking about that, like I thought
no,
it was
they
a
were
joke.
dead. No, yeah, they were dead ass.
I thought it was a joke, dude. And then like I just see this dude like the mixer.
He goes "tree."
He goes,
we all
"Tree."
duck.
I see his
Sure
face.
enough, this branch was
Yeah.
right over our
I see
heads.
his face, and I'm kind of just like, like jamming out to like the side, and I look over, and at the last second, I see him like, oh my, and just had it, dude.
The
I
music
almost,
blips for a quick second, then we get back to it.
can you imagine just getting whacked right in the face?
Oh, going
No.
40 miles
Could
an hour.
happen.
Oh,
Well, they weren't going that fast, but I mean,
probably
still, even like
25,
5 miles an hour at a rock, and you're trying to
Yeah.
sing into a mic and play a guitar or
Yeah,
a piano.
man.
The piano, at least, I'm center and I can use it a little
Yeah.
bit, but like playing with two hands on a guitar.
Oh my god, that
also
was
singing
brutal.
into the
I'd
mic-
have to like lean up against the side every once in a while,
Yeah.
or
Yeah,
I'd
that's what we
stand
ended up doing.
super wide.
Yeah.
Man, they gotta.
Otherwise, I would fall over you.
They gotta improve that a little bit, at least like get you like some straps so you can kind of like, be secured to like the railing or something. I don't know.
Something.
I mean, we signed a waiver.
I feel.
we
yeah,
signed
we did sign a
yeah.
waiver. Yeah.
We signed a
knew
waiver
what we were
for it,
getting
and,
up
we
against
were
there.
Oh yeah.
ecstatic to be
But like
there.
most
though.
bands,
I mean,
most
how
bands,
many people do that?
like you said, they sit down during transits and then they
Yeah.
just play during that. Why do that?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? Why do that?
I'm trying to-
We're playing the whole time.
We're trying to maximize our playing time.
Did we pay for
Exactly.
that, or did we get out of
No.
that for free?
Yeah,
We
we
did,
got,
right?
we actually it got catered too by like
Oh,
different
yeah.
alcohol brands.
Yeah, there's different alcohol brands, a couple different beers.
Yeah, it's just free exposure.
That was a
some
great
chips
time,
and
man.
candy
It's great,
and stuff.
great thing to do.
What do again? That was a great
Oh,
time.
yeah.
That was a great time.
That was great. What's next? Not the things we can't talk about, but like what would be an ideal next for like the summer? We should play around in the summer. Things are going to be opening up.
We should do Del Mar Fair. Del Mar Fair would be a good exposure.
They're probably like right about now. It's probably the time to
Prime time to
get
ask.
in.
Yeah.
To get into that.
So that's one suggestion.
Yeah.
Any other types of festivals coming up that you know of? Anything?
Man, there was this one event. It's called like a taco and beer fest, and they were looking for. Or I'm not sure if they were looking for music artists, but they're
Yeah.
saying like music artists like coming soon. So that wouldn't be a bad idea to like reach out.
Yeah.
Say, hey, if you need a spot, a band, we got one.
I mean,
can
yeah, we
even be
could
the
start. We
first.
could start booking shows. Let's see, it's March.
What was that
a
bar
couple months
on
out?
the
A
pier?
couple months from now.
What was that bar on the pier that we like kind of snuck into at night? It had a courtyard and then there was a big stage. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
It was like out. Around Coronado.
Humphrey's Backstage Live.
Yeah.
I actually took Bella there the other day to see because it would be so sick. Literally playing in the harbor. Have you heard of Humphrey's?
I've never been.
It's awesome. It's kind of
Wait,
bougie.
what was the one that they built on the harbor?
I mean, that's a massive
I know, but still,
for symphony orchestras.
Like,
and
but
stuff.
could
Like,
you
yeah,
imagine?
It looks like the Sydney, Australia.
like maybe
thing.
like if they have shows or something like we.
Oh my
open
god! I
for
mean, yeah, like in a
somebody.
few years.
We
if
just need a
everything goes
network. Like
perfectly.
we just need to talk.
No,
to
that's
people,
that's
like-
beyond network. I mean, the thing is,
Are
you
you sure?
need, you need a following. They need to know that you're gonna have a follow
People to come to the
bringing
show.
in
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's
yeah.
all about.
That's fair.
Honestly, unfortunately, most of it's just about alcohol sales. For small level bars, they
It's
care
how
about
many people can you
how
get
many
in
people
my
can
bar.
come in and how many people are going to order drinks.
Yep.
How many drinks did they end up selling? That's how they don't even care about the head count. When I was talking to Sean, we get paid based off of the alcohol sales. How well the alcohol sales are that night is how much
We
incentive
get a
they
cut of
have.
that, yeah.
No, we don't get a cut of that. We get a count
A
of
percentage of whatever
of the house entry fee.
That's what
but
I'm
their desire to ask you back is based off the alcohol sales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For real.
Truly
I mean, it
true.
makes sense. I mean, that's
That's the reality.
that's the variable that makes the money is how much people drink.
That's true.
Which
That's why you going back to what you said a
That's why I
while
don't care
ago is
about
you
it.
have to have a good live show.
I don't know. You got to have a good live show, and you got to have people coming in with you. And it's again at the the purpose for this podcast isn't just to talk about how hard it all is, but getting a following from nothing and then wanting to go play a live show and then balancing all of those realms while working full time is definitely its own paradox.
Strenuous.
But that's what I think
Yeah.
we talked about TikTok last time. We got a good video out there today and try to funnel views from TikTok to our YouTube and then Apple Music and Spotify. But people got to come from different avenues. So yeah, what's next? Let's play some music. I think that's what we'll have to look forward to. Got anything? Any closing words, Jesse? Any to take us out here? Take us out of our misery.
Hey man, I'm ready for the call, man. Whenever you guys are ready, done with this future project that we're working on.
Yeah,
man, let's get back out there.
that's why this dude's in the seat.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
dude's always
dude.
down.
Well, I'm always ready, dude. So give me the call.
Hell yeah, bro.
I'm there.
Hell yeah. All right, Connor, say something inspiring and we'll cut it.
All right. Well, if you liked this podcast and you haven't
That
seen
was
the other
applause.
one, what is it?
If you like this
applause?
podcast, yeah,
Yeah,
no, keep
yeah,
going. You go.
yeah, okay, yeah. If you like this podcast, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Give us a follow on Instagram. Check us out on Apple Music, Spotify. All our link trees are anywhere you can find them. Check out Jesse Noriega. What's your tag? Give him your tag. Give him the shout out.
Jesnor Drums. JESNOR Drums.
There you go. Check him out. Go follow him. Awesome dude.
This is the podcast.
We out.